Welcome everyone to another episode of the Warmup. I'm here with the guys. We got the whole squad this time. It's me, Curb Stump Chris, First Round Reg, Deuce, and Kev RL in the building. Say what's up to the people who are listening in this episode, guys.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Chris, can you say your name 5 times?
Curb Stump
fast?
Chris, Curb Stump Chris, Curb Stump Chris, Curb Stump Chris, Curb Stump Chris.
Draymond popped through the camera and couldn't get you.
I know, right?
Get him, man.
So, but yeah, man. If this is your first time listening to us, I mean, he may. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust him. You know what I'm saying? He out here punching teammates. He's stomping on enemies. You know what I'm saying? He kicking other people in the genitalia. He has a long list of infractions. He loves to put his hands on people. Or feet.
He's a passionate dude, man. It's all in passion.
Oh, okay. Like James Brown.
Or Dylan Brooks.
Oh, okay. Ike Turner.
Hello.
Okay. I like that. Ike Turner had a lot of passion. Y'all can keep saying that. Put it on his tombstone. All right. This is your first time rocking with us, man. We talk about sports, current events, things in between. Through the lens of black culture. Catch us every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We're here. And if you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that notification bell. If you on all the other ones, man, like it, love it, share it with a friend. You know what I'm saying? Get those views, get those plays. And like I said, all of that stuff will help us in the end with the algorithm and getting pushed up and getting more eyes on us. So again, please do your part if you like what you see. And if not, man, that's cool too. You know, just tell us what you don't like about us and we'll make it better. Check us out on the Instagram and also on Twitter. We're also on TikTok, unless you're in Montana. Sorry. We're on Twitter and Instagram. _warmup_pod. And on TikTok is the.warmup.pod. So finally, we do have a Reddit, Grindhouse NTWK. Check us out there. We just have a username there. So follow us on that. And then finally, we do have a Discord for people to come in and chat with us and amongst other people about sports and non-sports related topics. So like I said, all that stuff is going to be in the description box or in our bio. So check that out. And anything else I want to add?
Let's get it, man.
All right, well, let's light that beam. Let's get it started. All right, let's go. Sacramento, Golden State. There's a runaway of this series so far. I mean, they're just getting bamboozled. The Golden State Warriors are getting bamboozled by a young, inexperienced team led by De'Aaron Fox and Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Now, Mike Brown. Mike Brown. Who? Mike Brown. As
when did Chris become the
Sacramento Kings
Fox News podcaster?
Passion that coming out of him. The hate.
As the Golden State Warriors have gone down for the first time in the Steph Curry era. 0-2 in a playoff series. Also the Draymond era. Also the Klay Thompson era. Also the Steve Kerr era. But, you know, like I said, first time. And, I mean, it's to a young team who they're hungry and they're physical. And, you know, they're matching each haymaker with another haymaker. So they're keeping up with the Warriors. And, you know, they're just giving more effort. At the very least, it's just giving more effort. They're, you know, doing all the dirty work that we've seen in other organizations in years past. But, you know, yeah, game 2 was a interesting situation that happened. I mean, Draymond Green, if you haven't seen it, with the ankle grab with Draymond Green and the subsequent curb stump onto someone's lung and chest area, probably fractured something. I don't know. We got to see what the MRI says.
You were that close, you can see the anatomy like that, huh?
I mean,
I did it already. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, so it came back negative. It's okay. It's no nothing new to see there. But you know, he said he made so much
operation growing up.
He said he may have some lung issues. You know, it hurts to breathe. I don't know. Like I said,
you got scar tissue.
I don't know, man. We still we gotta wait to see all the facts. But
you'll be all right.
Essentially, he got technical foul, Sabonis for the grabbing of the ankle, and Draymond Green got kicked out of the rest of the game. With I want to say was 8 minutes left, 5 minutes left in the game.
Seven.
7 minutes left in the game, and could have been the focal point or the catalyst that started to where the Warriors started to unwind, and Steph Curry just couldn't save it. Klay Thompson hit some great shots down the stretch too. It was just not enough. So though the beam went up again, second time in a row, and now the playoff series moves on to the Chase Arena. I don't know. That doesn't even sound like a good. It doesn't roll off the tongue. But anyways, let me ask this, man. The Draymond Green stump and ejection, man. Was it the right call that he got ejected? I'll start with you, dude. You a resident. Well, you're not a resident, but you're a Warriors fan.
No, you're not.
You're a recent Warriors fan. Go for it.
Yeah, you've been down this road, man. Been down with them like when Monta was playing, bro. Like, get out of here, bro. I'm not. You and your hyperbole. Anyways, was the ejection warranted? Yeah, man. Like, Draymond went straight A-town, stomp on Sabonis. I saw the grab. I saw what Sabonis tried to put him in the chicken wing, right? He tried to chicken wing his ankle. I understand the aggressive removal of his leg from the grab. I understand that. I don't understand the stomp. And Draymond is the least agile basketball player I've ever seen in my life. So when he does stuff, it's like when a clumsy kid tries to get away from something. He stomped on him, elbows flew up like this, like a little bird. That knee popped up. He kind of stumbled over him. Everybody in the arena saw something. All I had to do was go to the replay and look to see what happened. He's so sneaky but so obvious all the time. He's the guy that would, as a kid, probably sneak his hand in the cookie jar and knock the cookie jar over, right? The ejection in the game was warranted. He put another NBA player at risk, right? That was warranted.
Okay, all right.
You didn't appreciate the little hop?
The form off him, bro.
You're trying to get off of here.
Oh my God.
Reg, what you think, man? You think this was the right call?
I mean, I'll start with the question. I think it was the right call. Flagrant 2, I don't know. I'm not mad at the ejection. But I will say, the refereeing, they could have managed the situation better. They had a missed call on the other end on the weekend. Came down to the other side. Draymond's clearly being held at the ankle. And, no call there. He stomps him. All of a sudden, we see something. It could have been avoided with some proper officiating. I think that's part of the job as the officials to manage the game. That being said, he also got away with some silly stuff doing something similar at the end of the last game. So you keep playing with fire, you're going to get burned. Oh. It's warranted. I'm gonna just say it. In the end, it was warranted, but it could have been avoided.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Kev, 2 for 2. Are you with everyone else, or are we diverging?
Nah, no divergence over here. 3 for 3. I definitely think it was warranted. Initially, when I first saw it live, it was one of those situations where you get tripped and you kind of like stepped on really hard to like catch your balance. You know what I mean? At first, I thought it was that, but then the replay showed, and like what Deuce mentioned, he jerked his foot out of there. So at that point, his foot was free to kind of like just do something other than what it did, which was came down with a hard stomp. There was some force behind it. It wasn't just like a misstep, and he tripped and lost his balance and accidentally stepped on it. It was an obvious stomp, and I think with that, where it's a non-basketball play, it's a high risk of injury, and it was definitely excessive. So I think it hit all the criteria for it to be a flagrant 2, and to see him get ejected. It was sad that they had to go down that way because, again, it could have been avoided if it was potentially. It could have been avoided. The referees did what they should have done, which was call the grab, blow the whistle, stop the play. But out of frustration, I think his emotions got the best of him, and he reacted in the moment. And it's basketball, we in the street, so I
gotta rewatch the clip because I felt when his foot came down, it was still being held. I gotta rewatch it. I thought like his foot was still being held. I thought the stomping was excessive. I feel like he definitely put force down, but at the time that his foot was coming down, I saw hands still on his ankle. That's how I
it might have been like this.
Well, if it was like that in the first place, then he wouldn't have got right.
Yeah.
So they definitely weren't like that. So
Yeah.
Not in the first place. Not in the first place.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm gonna just go ahead and do the clean sweep, man. Yeah, definitely should have warranted what it got the call. What the call was, essentially. I mean, I don't know about you guys, when in the anecdotal historical references, myself being included, when someone grabs your ankle, usually the first thing you do is you go and try to brace for the fall. Like you don't like, go in the kind of animations that he did and then say, well, that's the reason why I did what I did, because my ankle was held and I was trying to get free. I obviously he's not the only person whose ankle's been grabbed in the NBA game. We've seen it plenty of times. So usually people just fall and tumble or do something like that. So I don't like his excuse. I mean, obviously he's not going to say, yeah, I tried to stump him, because obviously that's going to be even more egregious of a response. So, but I think, like I said, the unwritten rule or the telltale signs was essentially that, yeah, you was trying to get it. You were trying to get another cheap shot, I think. Like,
I feel like he wasn't being. I feel like it was a situation where fall. Like he can't even get his foot up. Like,
yeah,
he's like, your foot's stuck. Like you.
But okay, so if your foot's stuck, then you just, what do? You
try to pick it up.
I understand.
What you do is you try to get it up, which is what he did.
He did.
And while he was still trying to pick it up, he had got it up a little bit. He kept pulling down while it was in the air. He was not pulling down, because it wasn't. I've seen pulls before where people like stop you from getting on the fast break. This was, I'm trying to, you not moving. I've never seen that as a basketball player before.
Yeah, and I think
this is different.
Get out. Yeah.
This is not what we've seen before. This is a little bit different.
I like Shaq's question though. Shaq asked, "What do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do?" Like, I try to get my foot out. Give me the alternatives.
Sure.
That situation. You said fall. I don't think that's the alternative, because most likely if you fall in, you're not just necessarily going to brace. You're going to try to get your foot in the front of you to prevent the fall.
True.
And I think his foot could have gone a little further in front of him and pass the bonus. And I think he opted not to take that extra effort and say, I'm gonna land it right here, because you was holding my foot anyway. So take that.
He's not a graceful person. You know what I'm saying? So.
All right. It's the force, though. It's the force.
I agree. He ain't had to put that much force on that man's chest.
Yeah.
So so you saying he didn't have to, which means he had an option to not do it. So I'm just trying to understand.
He clearly had an option to not stomp on him.
Yeah.
Sure, fine.
His foot could have ended up on his chest, but it was an exaggerated, like, feel.
Yeah.
So okay.
I agree.
So
it could have ended up on his chest. It's just the force that it came no way. Because I could see that happening. You trip and you put your foot right up in the front of you to stop yourself from falling. Mm-hmm. And Sabonis was right in front of him, under him.
So okay.
Easily have landed on him, but it looked a bit intentional with the force, and that's where.
And the jump and his legs flapping out like that, man.
Okay.
I think the jump was to get off of him, though. I think the jump was to get off of him. He was like,
"Come on, was on him," and he nuts. He used him as like a step.
Get off!
That was ridiculous. That was the ridiculous of it, and that little.
That was to get off, Kurt. Like, come on.
See
now.
what I'm saying?
How are you gonna get off? How are you gonna get off otherwise? You gotta get off quick, right? So I think he did that jump like, oh man, my foot is on your chest. Let me get off. Let me get off of you.
Dude, he was trying. He jumped off him like he was about to go airborne. Like,
that was ridiculous. I'm watching the replay now. Y'all was right. He had broke loose. He had broke loose, but he had just broke loose. So his foot was kind of coming down, and it would have ended up on his chest. You didn't have to step on. You didn't have to stomp. That's where it went left.
Yeah, I think there's a difference. Okay, so we agree that there's a difference between a stepping and a stomping in that situation. And he stomped, he not stepped. Okay, fine.
Yeah, correct.
Do y'all think he should be suspended?
That's up to them to decide.
I understand. I'm asking you. I'm asking y'all.
I don't like the suspension only because of the provocation prior to the prior to the stomp, and the fact that what we just talked about, you could have easily have stepped on him in that situation, trying to get your foot out, and with your momentum already going forward, you just need to put your foot right back down quickly in order to catch your balance.
Yeah.
And I think the flagrant 2 is enough. Getting ejected out of the game is enough to say that, hey, you didn't excessive play, and we could call it a wrap right there.
And he got fined.
Oh, I didn't know that. The only reason I say that's for them to decide is just because I don't know the criteria that suspension. I don't agree it's based on the what started it. I don't think that goes into it. So I don't know what the criteria is for suspension.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the criteria is either. I know Dylan Brooks got one last year. I'm going to be out here like, nah, bro. Like if that's the precedent that's being set, I understand the results are different. Both were potentially high risk for injury plays.
I would disagree because similar to what I was complaining in the pre-pod when Kevin Love got hit back by Portis. This was not a it's not a basketball play, but he was trying to get away and it escalated into something. I do think in that regards that does matter, where if somebody's just doing a offensive play, a natural basketball play, and you come and do something that's excessive and not necessary, that's a completely different thing. That's a whole nother beast.
All right. That's interesting.
Or he didn't hold his foot. He just decided.
Exactly. The point that I'm making.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, okay, fine. Again, I'm not saying.
If Gary Payton had his hand on Dylan Brooks' throat and then Dylan Brooks did something, I think that would be treated different than if Gary Payton's going up for a wide open layup and then just gets mollywopped. That's a whole different beast.
This is the reason why Sabonis got the technical foul, right? I mean, so I understand
after the fact, which is again, I don't like the officiating. Like they didn't
fair enough
see of that until they were ready to eject the Draymond.
I would have blamed them officiating because it was a rebound, right? Other team got the ball. Team and the officials are racing down the court, right? So they didn't know what happened until after Draymond did his chicken wing Superman dance, right? And they had to look at the replay. It wasn't.
That's why they didn't call it. How many refs we got?
Yeah,
that's 3 referees. But
they all run together.
Two of the 3.
And if we all, let me finish my train of thought. If we all, but hold on, you right. But I'm gonna just ask you a question. If we all run together, then who saw this to call?
2 of the 3 referees were already going back. The one that the baseline one is one who saw it. So he was trailing.
He didn't see nothing until Draymond lifted his arm.
No. What I'm saying, I think what he's trying to say is you saying that he should have called the foul. And I agree that if you really want to talk about that, you can go one frame back before that when Clay should have been called for the foul doing the rebounding.
I agree.
That was that
too. There was I forgot to add that in there. Foul that Clay perpetuated that had that going on there. There was the foul by Sabonis, and then there was a foul by Draymond, and then all of a sudden we found our whistle.
Yeah. So I think they've been allowing some level of physicality. I agree with you that the Sabonis thing should have been called a foul. I also agree that the one before that should have been called a foul. Like what led up to it, right? What transpired before that should have been called a foul. They didn't call none of that. So the only reason anything got stopped was because it has escalated to a point to where now a person is demonstrative in like showing signs of injury, right? So we didn't know because when I saw it, I was like, it wasn't that bad, but he was like still on the ground. They took a little break. They came back. He's still like huffing and puffing and trying to like get his get back to his baseline. So I don't know. We don't really know what happened because of that. But obviously, he stayed in the game. He's continued to play and all that. But like I said,
free throws. Yeah, with his collapsed lung.
Yeah. That's why he missed. That's why he missed 2 of them because he was still trying to reinflate his lung. But
and this is the issue, right? Like that's a whole nother kind. I can't say how much force Draymond put on that man chest. The way he was, I felt like it was overplayed a little bit.
Maybe. I would not disagree with you on that. I think a lot of times I mean, we know all the time. If you don't flail and flap and make it seem like you just got hit by a bulldozer, you don't get calls. And I mean, maybe that's just the culture.
I'm not gonna go with that. Sabonis is not known to be a flopper, man. Sabonis is a baller.
He's not.
He's not. And I keep looking at it, bro. Draymond put some force down. And we all see what happened in Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole was flying. Draymond's a strong dude, bro. He brought down Steven Adams.
Yeah, but kick him in the crotch twice.
Yeah, Draymond's not a weak dude, man.
Yeah. So
and he's not a light guy.
Yeah. So this is my issue with this whole situation, and this is the reason why I say that he should get suspended. Number one is because the dude has a freaking history of doing some very suspicious movements and actions, spearing people in the middle of the game, sitting on people in the middle of the game, crotch shots in the middle of the game. Like, we've known this guy to be an habitual line stepper, and I mean that's what he does in the playoffs. And then I'm not saying, like, I'm not even mad at him for doing it because he gets away with it. Like, it's just really more so like this is your calling card, and I get it. Like, but now you found someone who could do it with you. Like, Sabonis is really do it with you now. Like, he's doing all the tussling and pulling, and he's doing all of those. Like, I will call it dirty, but it's not. It's only dirty if.
It's
physical. Yeah, it's just that's just a style of play that is allowed in the playoffs. So I don't even want to go down that path of saying like a person's dirty or not dirty. But when I start, to me, last year to me was a clear indicator of the NBA is okay with suspending a player regardless of intent if there's a high impact or high risk of injury. And in Gary Payton's case, he did get injured. It was unfortunate. Obviously, I don't think it was like, on purpose, obviously, right? I don't think he tried to do it on purpose. But
he did.
No. We're not, no.
I just didn't hear what happened. You feel like
Dylan Brooks did it on purpose to knock someone out the air?
Yeah.
What was he doing, Chris? What was he doing otherwise?
He was going for the ball. No.
It doesn't matter if you're going for the ball, Chris. If I'm in the air with the ball and you going at it, what do you think you're doing? You think
you telling me? Are you telling me that Dylan Brooks intended to hit him out of the air?
He intended to foul him. He intended to stop that shot.
No, sure. But the intent is to stop is to prevent him from making the shot, not for injuring him and knocking him out the air.
No, I'm not saying he's saying, oh, I'm gonna hit him and then he's gonna fall in the air and injure himself. I'm saying he did something aggressive to stop the shot.
I'm thinking,
and what transpired after that was what transpired. It wasn't like I intended to put him down, but I intended to stop the shot. It wasn't no question about what I was trying to do. I was trying to stop that shot.
Sure.
I don't even agree with. I think
to me it puts it in, but to me it puts it in the Westbrook Beverly conversation. He was going for the ball, but it was an extremely reckless play, and that's what.
I totally disagree. I just rewatched it, man. I know what you're talking about, Reg. The ball was there. Bev tried to go for it, hit the knee. I see that. Gary Payton Dylan was coming from the back.
He was chasing him down. Yeah, chasing him down.
Dylan didn't really jump. He just swiped and hit his head. His hand was nowhere near the ball. It was a playoff foul. I don't think he intended to hurt him.
Yeah.
That was intended. He was going to.
But when you're playing basketball, right?
Yeah.
Right. People like go up for layups and the ball moves. Like, I think that's what he wanted to do, but it just didn't work out that way. Like, I'm not thinking that he was just like, yo, I'm just gonna go straight for the body. I'm not even trying to get the ball. I think his intention when I feel like
near the ball.
I feel like
he totally missed. Yeah, he totally missed.
I feel like his intention was, I'm gonna go chase this down and try and stop.
I'm gonna challenge the shot, even no matter how bad of the angle I have. I'm gonna go challenge the shot.
Yeah. But that's the problem, right? You're not considering all the factors in how you're going to stop the shot. So that's what I'm saying. It was intentional. It wasn't.
I disagree with that. I don't think it. I wouldn't get. It's not intentional in the sense like I'm gonna take this guy out the sky. That's a little bit different.
Okay, so
there was an intentionality that I'm not going to be careful. I know this is risky, but I'm gonna go after it. And
okay.
I think that's how I saw it.
From my point of view, re-looking at the clip, it tended to be a playoff foul. I see what you guys are saying. I don't agree with that. They was going for the block. think it was just intended playoff foul. You're not gonna get a layup.
But even if it was an intention for a playoff foul, I'll watch it again. Playoff foul, like I'm gonna stop the play. I don't think it was like I'm gonna stop the play and push this man down in a way that he won't be able to.
No, not all of that.
So when I hear intentionality, that's what I'm like.
Yeah. So that's why I misunderstood maybe what you said when you said it was intentional. I think because it sounded like you were saying that it was intentional. He was intending to hurt the person, and I don't think that
stop the shot. That's all.
Sure. Okay. So sure. So I agree with you on that. I agree
there
with
was
you.
an accident there. There wasn't no mistake or anything like that.
So when I say intent, I'm saying the intent was to make a play on the ball, make a play on the fast break. It was a play on the play, and obviously it was reckless. I agree with it. It was very reckless, and that's kind of where I'll leave it. But I don't think he was intending to hurt an individual. The result is that he ended up hurting an individual. Correct. Because it was a very reckless play. Now,
correct. But when you make reckless moves, right? That's part of it.
Sure.
That's part of it because your intention allowed you to make that reckless move.
Sure.
Because you didn't intend to be safe.
Sure.
Safety wasn't in your mind at that point. So it's like if I go out and I'm driving all crazy and wild and I get into an accident and knock down and hurt somebody. They ain't letting me off because but he didn't intend on knocking them down. No, but you were reckless, dude.
Yes.
And your reckless actions caused someone to get knocked down. Yeah, you're gonna be up for manslaughter. Yeah,
I agree with you.
After rewatching the video, I'll say this again. The reason, and again, I won't be disappointed if Draymond got suspended, but I think there's a component of what was going on at the time. I think what makes an official see this or makes a fan see this, even us ourselves, is just the blindsidedness of the nature. If you tussling and grabbing somebody and something happens where it's like a flagrant, there was some kind of escalation there that happened. If you're a basketball player, you shooting a three and somebody just comes and walks you in the back of the head, it's going to be seen that as totally different. And that's why I wouldn't draw parallels between those two instances. I understand what you're saying is like, okay, the threshold of people being ejected for doing something that's reckless have been set. But I think when you did something reckless and it led to another reckless thing, you got to look at that different than somebody's just like, I'm on a fast break, I'm gonna make a play. And somebody just like whacks you on the top of the head. I think it's two different things.
I've never seen a person step on another person's chest in a basketball game in the many years I've seen play. I understand.
I've never seen a person have an alligator grip on.
I've seen that happen before.
I've seen people grab. I've seen people try to trip. I've never seen somebody two arms locked engaged. I've never seen that before. You've seen it before? Share the clip. I've never seen it before.
Elon. I was just saying, like I've seen it. I've seen people tripping people. I've seen people put their legs out to trip people. I've seen people grab people's legs to trip people. Like I've seen all of that.
But I'm talking about specifically the way that he had his arms, his legs held. Okay.
So
that was over the top.
So then let me ask you this. So are you saying that? So can we move that outside of the realm of basketball and to say, okay, if someone grabs your leg in the street, you have or any in the street, it's justified for you to step on their chest?
Okay, if there's a person laying on the sidewalk, the only walkway, I can't go walk in the street, and I go to step over them and they grab my leg and I'm going to walk over them, right? I should just, what should I do? You explain to me, Chris, what should I do?
I'm asking if a person grabs your leg in the street, is it justifiable? I'm not throwing it back to me. I'm asking you. Is it justifiable?
The question don't have enough context. It does not have enough context.
To me, okay. I'm gonna try and shake. I'm gonna try and get my leg in any way that I can. If the person is still holding on to me, it's gonna escalate into different ways. I'm gonna pull harder.
Sure.
Maybe I'm gonna try and kick it loose. It's going to keep escalating.
Okay.
And you're just walking, right? You're just walking. You're not trying to run back to get to a play.
Yeah.
I think the context is, you have to frame the context and he's trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
And my momentum is trying to take me somewhere and you grabbing my foot. At that point in time, you're throwing me off balance. My center of gravity has changed. So the fact that Draymond stumbled would have always ever happened. And I ain't even arguing about him stepping on the dude, to be honest with you. To me, it's the force in which he came down with, because his leg was so far up. and he came down so hard, like you could tell that the dude was intentionally putting additional force with his leg going down. But I don't think it was so far fetched to say if someone holds your foot while you're trying to move forward that you could potentially step on them. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
Okay.
It's possible.
I think even the example you was trying to paint, you got to admit, it would be looked at as totally different if that person laying on the ground grabbed my foot rather than me stomping.
Sure. Like I said,
it's going to be taken in two different contexts, and that's my whole point. Like, you got to look at it different. You can't look at it like they just happen to be somebody in the street and I just saw him and I just stomped on him because I'm that guy. That's not what we saw there. Like, let's not pretend that's what it is.
I understand, but we also understand there's difference between stepping on someone and stomping on someone. So that's why I asked, right? Is it justifiable?
Battery is battery, right? You grab your foot. That's also an offense, and that's taken into account.
If someone grabs you,
there's a difference between assault and aggravated assault.
If someone grabs you, again, if someone grabs you on the street, yeah, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. If someone grabs your foot in the street, it doesn't matter if you're running, walking, whatever. I don't think your reaction would be to stomp as a
wait, hold on, but again,
I'm just saying. I don't know.
But hold on, I'm saying again, the problem, Draymond's first reaction was not that. The first thing he did was not stomp on him immediately. So again, is you got to look at what was going on there.
Sure.
It's always, you're gonna have to take into context, and that's why you can't draw the parallels between what you saw with Dillon Brooks and what you saw with Draymond.
I know. I think they're two different situations, but I think both of them have a level of recklessness in it. And I think just from that grounds,
absolutely. Both of them have a level of recklessness, but I'm saying if Gary Payton was out here throwing the elbow in Dillon Brooks' face, and then he did the same foul, like, it's gonna be looked at different. You gotta look at that.
That's reaction and that's response. And this one was less of a response and more of a in the whole flow of events. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And I think it's slightly different. If Draymond had just like, I just think it's slightly different with respect to someone tussling and you pushing them. Like, it was not like he just, I'm gonna respond and react to you. It's like, dude, I'm trying to move and you got my foot.
Yeah.
That's fine.
The only thing I think he did wrong in that situation was put the sauce on it. But
I agree. I think we all agree on that part. So.
And in that case, then it's like, okay, so now what? Is it reckless when you react with a little bit more force and aggression? Because that's all it was.
Well,
it can be. Depends on the circumstances.
Obviously, all of it is circumstantial.
And that's why he got ejected. That's why he got ejected, because it was a little bit. You don't know how that could have had injured him in some way by stomping rather than stepping. I don't think a step would have really injured you, and if it did, it would have been accidental. So there was a degree of recklessness in there, but you got to look at what facilitated what happened.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, we'll see how that comes out. Anything else, man, you want to add in there, Kurt? I know you kind of stepped away.
I think you guys
did we talk about the game?
No. We're talking about the Ravens. Okay, so the Warriors, man, they down 2-0, man. I mean 0-2. They're going back to the Chase Center, the toilet bowl. Can they go ahead and
the toilet bowl?
Yeah, it looks like a toilet bowl from the sky. If you guys haven't checked out Chase Center, they call it the toilet bowl. That's the nickname that I've heard.
Oh, that's
that's what they called it doing development. Y'all didn't know that?
Seen the picture?
Bro, the people, the media, Middle America, San Franciscoans, I don't know, man. People who used to go to Oracle and can't even afford the tickets no more. I don't know.
He talking about pre-construction.
Yeah, doing construction.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
That's what they call it.
Wow. So now we criticize the team stadium based on because of how they look. That's a whole new level.
Do the slide, man. Do the slide.
Not even a completed project.
Y'all got all these beams and stuff.
Very, very Draymond-esque right there with the slickness, man.
I don't know. Well, it wasn't reckless. I can tell you that much. Mine was very calculated.
It was a very reckless description of a stadium, man.
So anyway, man, can the Warriors bounce back? They got Wiggins now. They got GP Gary Payton the 2. They still have the core. Looney, you said who was it? Looney, Steph Curry, Clay, Draymond, Steve Kerr. So y'all got Jordan Poole. Can y'all bounce back? Can you bounce back? Can you make it a series?
Obviously, they can bounce back. Hopefully they do. This is the best series I feel like is going on right now. So I want to see more of it. First game was pretty close. Second game, ejection, still was somewhat close, but I feel like the Warriors are struggling. I don't know what Kerr talking about. I was kind of feeling him when he first said it, but you're worried about turnover, especially when y'all playing like that. Jordan Poole seems to be struggling this series. They can't bounce back. They've been a home team all season. Let's hope they keep that momentum going and make this an interesting series that will remember this first round for a long time. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think they can do it. That's my takeaway.
All right, Kev. You feel the same way? I know you do because you're all about positivity. Better.
At the end of the day, they've been a very poor raw team this season. So I don't think anyone should be surprised. At least surprised in one way because, hey, we expect them to at least pull one out. But not surprised in the sense that they did what they've been doing to get to these losses. Turning over the ball, playing not so good defense, and we just saw it now on the big stage, and it's the same thing that's been happening throughout the entire season. So I'm not surprised to see it. What I am surprised about is just the poor execution down the stretch. Or not poor execution, but just I'll say poor execution. Just the lack of defensive stance down the stretch and the inability to make a shot. Both these games were close to me. Yes, the score in the second game looked a bit distant, but that's like really down to the end where they start throwing out some desperation threes, and those guys got back and make the lead bigger. Matter of fact, Fox, he made that three at the end there to stretch the lead to 6. That was like his second three for the whole game. Mitchell, I don't know if that was his first. But yeah, it was like his three just came. So the Sacramento Kings had some very, very good timing on when they dropped those bombs. I think their timing was wonderful to take away on both wins. And if it just had been easily been the other way, if 2 out of the 5 of Curry threes had dropped in game 2, we would have been looking at a totally different game. Wiggins completely wide open in the corner for that 3. Like, I'll take that shot. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take that shot. That usually that will fall. So it's like I haven't lost hope because of those close calls. I am a little concerned with the defense and the fact that they're just able, De'Aaron Fox specifically, just able to get wherever he wants and just make these kind of shots that look easy to me. Maybe it's not easy, but it looks like he's getting to wherever he needs to be, and it looks much easier for him than it is for anybody else on the Warriors side. Nothing looks easy on their side, and I think that's problematic. The fact that they're struggling to make these difficult shots on the offense, but they're giving up these easy attempts on the defense. So if that continues, that'd be a concern. And turnovers is always going to be problematic, but we do have the firepower to outscore them even with the turnovers, and that just hasn't been clicking for these last 2 games. Jay Poole, he had 17 last game, not too bad. He could do a little better. He could get up to 20. Wiggins had 22 last game. He just needs to repeat that effort. We don't need anything more from him. And Clay and Steph just need to make a little bit more shots down the stretch. And we good. We back in there.
Okay, all right. So if everyone plays the same except for Poole, who should be playing better. He's been having a lot of ill-advised shots too, and so he's a little wild. He's a little rain a man a little bit. Reg, you feel the same?
Yeah, I agree. And then it's just a lot of turnovers too.
Yeah, turnovers are
just silly. Like, he got the ball and just silly. The ball just gone.
Y'all just floating the ball out there. Yeah.
He got better at that. He started. It looked like beginning of the season Jordan Poole right now. It doesn't look like the second half of the season Jordan Poole where he drastically cut down on his turnovers. He was averaging like 6-7 turnovers in the first half of the season. Coming on to the stretch, he was only getting about 2 to 3 turnovers per game. So he regressed. He has regressed. He needs to get back in and hone back into whatever he was doing before. It could be the moment. It could be just the moment. It's high intensity over there in Golden One Arena. People out there live.
Do you think they need to start rotating in some of those other guys, like
who?
Kuminga or Moody or anybody?
I just noticed that. Like, I don't see much DiVincenzo. I don't see much of their bench players. They've basically just been riding Curry Like almost, I don't think he sat down much at all in the second half, if at all. Which it's not a good sign.
And DiVincenzo was big during the regular season. I feel like even during game 1 he had some moments.
Game 1 he had some moments. Game 2 he wasn't so good on defense.
But game 2, like it started off that two things that are surprising is that when Warriors would have their little runs, things that would beat other teams, Sacramento seemed to have answers. Like they never got out of it. They never didn't have a response. And then in game 2, it was a slow start for the Warriors. It was actually Draymond that got the offense started in the second game.
Yeah, it was a slow start for both teams actually. Like, there was a low scoring first quarter. So
and then I didn't like the fourth quarter of the game 2, man. It seemed like at one point midway through the fourth, I don't know what was in the paint for either side, but the boogeyman was there. Somebody was there. Nobody wanted to venture to the paint. There were so many 3-point shots thrown up with there were only 5 seconds eclipsed on the shot clock, man. And Curry went 0 for 3, 0 for 4 from 3 in the fourth quarter, but he made every point, every basket down in the paint. And one thing about the Warriors, late in the games, that's when Curry starts going to the basket. I don't think he was doing that enough. So you got that. You guys talk about Wiggins. His offense is coming back. The defense is going to take a minute, right? But he's going to be a big key. And Jordan Poole, if he stops throwing up straight, utter nonsense, and we got a shot.
If he only takes good shots, y'all be winners.
Just not utter nonsense, man. And it is funny not to see, even though DiVincenzo offense wasn't there, defense, De'Aaron Fox is a beast. Like Mr. Fourth Quarter. He's kind of like Isaiah Thomas was for Boston and his heyday, Mr. Fourth Quarter, man. I see why we got GP2 back, but hey, still need some more defense to help with De'Aaron Fox in the fourth. It's like he's a whole nother player. He goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah. One thing I'm noticing here in the box score here, Golden State Warriors, Gary Payton had 27 minutes. Everyone, Poole had 16, DiVincenzo had 13. That is not relying on your bench at all. I mean, that's just, Steph Curry can only do so much. I mean, he's been doing some spectacular things through the first 2 games, but that's just a lot to ask for Curry and even Klay to this degree, because Klay's been playing well too, as far as knocking down shots, right? Defense is still a little suspect because he's injured now. Like, he's post-injury Klay Thompson, so he's not gonna be the same. But you can't, you were lying. That's 41 minutes. Curry only sat down 7 minutes. Klay Thompson 38 minutes. Rick is 39 minutes. That's a lot to put on your system.
Minutes you're talking about came in the second quarter. That's when the Kings made that run.
Yeah.
Every time Curry sits down, man.
They're minus 14 or some nonsense. Yeah, they can't sit down Curry, and that's really sad, because it's just saying that the rest of your team can't even hold serve against the Sacramento's bench. I mean, the bench, Malik Monk put up 31 minutes. He came off the bench scoring 18 points. Davion Mitchell,
Malik Monk is playing unconscious, man. I wish we would got Malik.
But he's always been playing like that. He played like that in LA. There was the only guy that was actually holding serve with LeBron. Everyone else was out here, taking rain checks.
I to let him go. Yeah.
So yeah, man. I don't know, man.
It's defense to me, man, because we're shooting better than them, and defense and turnovers. We're shooting better than them percentage-wise, and we're just getting up much less shots. And whenever we do force a miss on their end, they're getting the offensive rebounds and getting the second chance of it, and they keep hurting us on the second chance shots. And it's like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Which is scary because they're not even a big team. You know what I'm saying? They're a balanced team with size wise. They're not the Lakers. They're not Denver. They're not these behemoths that we'll have to face if we get past them. So that's a big concern.
Problematic, yeah. So, but that's the thing. They run, and I think that's what I mentioned before. This team is going to continue to run because they're young.
Oh yeah.
And I thought Golden State would be able to slow it down a little bit because they have the ability to match a lot of firepower with them. But between them, Memphis and Nuggets got big people, I think that's always been their Achilles heel. But Sacramento is just like, hold my beer. I'm going to just run you all day. And they actually playing defense, which they haven't played defense all year. So Mike Brown was like, all right, secret weapon. Let's go ahead and start playing defense now. Let's lock in. Actually, I think Mike Brown just has the secret sauce right now because he's been in that Golden State organization. He kind of knows everyone's weakness. True. This is why he told Sabonis, hey Sabonis, grab his shoelaces. Like, get him flustered. This is what he's gonna do, right? So he's just like, all right.
That could be a thing too, man. It's like when Gruden left the Raiders and went to Tampa Bay and played them in the Super Bowl.
Bam.
That could be a thing. But also with the Kings running, the Warriors are playing right into their superpower, man, with the turnovers. Mm-hmm. It's like the relay race going the wrong way though.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. Anything else y'all want to say on this point before we move on to the Lakers and Grizz? Cause
I haven't seen a stats, sure, but I like the.
You like what now?
The impact Alex Len has been having as well.
Oh yeah. He's been actually critical in a lot of situations. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying, he's just been finding the places to fit in, to get the rebounds, you know, doing the cuts to the basket, drops to the basket, and again, just being a very, you know, hard hat guy, just coming in and doing all the dirty work. So yeah, that physicality has been also very good for them. Sacramento was just. They just
solid team. They're looking solid.
They got the kryptonite right now.
They're looking good, man. They're looking good.
It's just this much good though. Like they're playing really well, but they're winning by just this.
Yeah, true.
So it's like you just
the Warriors.
But it requires Steph Curry to hit these crazy shots and Klay Thompson hit these crazy shots. Like these are really tough shots they're hitting. So. Like that's
true. I mean, that goes both ways because I know Kev was saying it looks things like he make it look easy, but he's doing some tough things that leak money. Phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I get it, but it's different between like having a kick out wing three because the defense collapsed and like high screen and roll like right under the half court line, and then like, you know, someone's coming off of a down screen and just catching and shooting and not even like dribbling. Like that's to me, I would feel like the degree of difficulty is higher to come off the screen and just throw it up there. I mean, I think I saw like the last one that Klay Thompson hit. I think this is the last thing I'll say. The last two that he's just his legs got kicked out, like, you know, like it was so like awkward, but it just went in like it was nothing. I was just like,
that was a tough one. Yeah.
That looks tough.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard. I'm with you on that. Our shots are much more difficult. Like the what they're getting on their end to me looks much more comfortable, much more in rhythm. The flow is just so much better. We look like we're struggling for every bucket that we're getting.
Every shot,
still not enough.
That's not a good look.
And that's what's concerning to me. That's the only thing that concerns me. That it needs to look a little bit easier right now, and it's not.
They need some.
And then the easy looks that they did get, they ended up like the one that you mentioned with Wiggins wide open.
Yeah. See, there you go. So
it's frustrating. What do you think though, Chris? I really get your end take on it.
I mean, I feel like they have a chance. You definitely have to win here. Both of these games are here at home. You can't go down 3-1 going back to Sacramento. The issue to me, or the thing that I see that probably is going to be the key for you guys if the Warriors are going to make a comeback is, you know, number one, I think Jordan Poole has to play better. He's just playing like he playing like he a rookie at this point, like, you know, rookie version of Jordan Poole. And
they're playing better to give Steph some breathing time. Yeah,
you can't go 1 for 7 and expect to, like, this is your lead guy off the bench. You know what I mean? A lot of times when the Warriors are winning, Jordan Poole is playing when Steph Curry is sitting down, and he's basically keeping him afloat or kind of getting some distance, you know, or closing the gap. Sometimes he even closes the gap. But you need to they need to have someone not named Steph or Klay to be an option, so that those two people don't have to carry the burden. And because, I mean, all the Sacramento Kings are going to do is going to load up on them. If you see the high screen and rolls that they were doing in the closing minutes after Draymond left was, and even before Draymond left, but like after Draymond got ejected, was the Sabonis guy would set the screen very high, and Sabonis would just trap.
Oh, yeah.
It's like why I don't have to worry about that guy. And then he either Steph would throw a dumb pass and it gets intercepted, or he makes it to the person in Looney in the middle. No one's worried about Looney until he gets under the basket. So like, but it allows for the defense to rotate reset and recap and get in front of everyone. So it's just not really good offense. It doesn't allow for the offense to flow naturally. You need to have a third person to be able to kind of like offset that. Second thing is these minutes are horrible. Like, you playing 40 minutes a game
in the first round.
You need to spread it out. I mean, I definitely understand, like, people do streak their rotations. That's one thing I think that they need to do, is give a little bit more minutes to Payton. Michael Green is a veteran. I don't know why he only had 1 minute.
Oh man, I don't understand it. Period.
So, and especially when you need some size.
Trouble.
Yeah, and you need size.
Looney had 5. Draymond was ejected, and he had like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
and that happened too. So they definitely could have used some more bench players.
Yeah, so it's that, and I mean, I do believe, because you guys are going to be at home, that will happen, because the role players are spectacular at home. I don't know what the recipe is and why they can't buy a bucket in the road, and at home it's just almost automatic. DiVincenzo may actually get some playing time now. So I think a lot of that is just load management, and you just have to rely on those role players to kind of help offset the Warriors, or at least like the 3 big people. I think it's possible. The issue though is, at the end of the day, you still have to go back to Sacramento and win. And I have not seen all season the role players do anything that is sustainable. So this is just going to be more of the same. I don't think. Well, some people say that Draymond may. Actually, I heard that Draymond, they're leaning towards not suspending him. I think I saw the Sham report.
Yeah, I've read a lot of things.
So more likely than not, probably won't be suspended. So that's good for them, because if he did get suspended game 3,
that's gonna be tough.
Then I would call it a wrap. But because
there's nobody to fill his role.
Yeah. So I think it would be okay. It's possible. But now you guys in a puncher's chance space, right? Like, everything has to go right. So
it's not even a puncher's chance. They won at home like they're supposed to. Now you at home supposed to. That's when it's a series.
True, but
it's not even a puncher's chance thing, because in the first 2 games we're close, despite having a poor away record. So it's more than a puncher's chance. But
okay,
you definitely got to look and see that. You got to pay attention.
Okay, all right, yeah. So that's my take on it. But yeah. So I don't know, man. This is the most exciting. This one and the Cleveland Cavs and the Knicks are the most exciting for me to watch, man. So
you said Cleveland, Knicks and Cavs is 2 blowouts though.
The first game wasn't that much of a blowout. It ended up looking like a blowout, but the second one was the second game was a blowout. Okay. That was over by halftime. So yeah. But New York was playing in Cleveland, so now we get to see New York play in New York and see how that. So
they did their job.
Exactly. So yeah. All right, let's move on, man. The Lakers and Grizz real quick, man. It was an interesting game. It was very close. A lot of ebb and flow. But I think both teams were up by 10 at one point, and all the stars came out to play, so that was pretty good. You got to see AD. You got to see LeBron do his thing. The only thing that was not seen in the forecast was 2 things. Well, I guess 2 things. One was that we did see, that did expect, was to Anthony Davis get injured. The other thing that we did not expect to see, that he came back. So that's one thing.
Wait, which one was more surprising?
That he came back. He came back. Okay. The dude said, "I can't feel my arm," and then they gave him some. They gave him some LeBron juice, and it was like, "Oh man, I can feel myself again." Yeah. So then, but yeah, the jaw injury, obviously, right? That was unforeseen, and then the career night of Rui Hachimura, the new Laker who came over from the Washington Wizards, and he's always had a promising career or whatever, and he's also played for the Washington Wizards, so that no one really cared. But now that he's in the Lake show, he gets to shine, and the dude knocked down, I think it was a career high, 28 points or something like that. 29 points. He had 29 points, and he was 5 for 6 for 3. They were letting him kind of shoot, and then they realized he wasn't missing. So I think that's kind of how the league started to blow open. But you know, it was him, and not only him, it was Austin Reed's AR-15. You know, he also had 23 points. Like, you know, he had some daggers towards the end to go ahead and put the game away, and it was really more so about Ray Archimore and AR versus LeBron and AD. AD held it down on the defensive end. He really stifled the Memphis Grizzlies offense.
And down the stretch, D'Lo hit some daggers.
Yeah, he did. He finally showed up after being missing in action for a while. But yeah, like, you know, the Hachimura show has just hit prime time. So, you know, can they do it again? Do y'all think that they can do it again for Game 2? Game 2 is popping up on Wednesday. So, what do you think, Reg? You think they can do it again, or do you think the Grizzlies
the season they had, they better do it again. Nothing at risk. AD already gave you the little pre-screening what can happen, the little premonition. So y'all take him while he's healthy and make this. I like what I'm seeing from the Lakers. 5 players in their 4 players in their 20s, and then D'Lo right behind them with 19. So that's really good scoring coming from all directions. They got to keep it going. But yeah. I'm gonna just say that I don't know if they can do it again tomorrow night, but they need a performance like that to keep this momentum going.
Yeah. Fair enough. Deuce, how do you feel? You feel like they can go and redo a repeat, or is this just a flash in the pan?
No, I think they could do it again, man. Looking at the stats, they out-rebounded Memphis 45-34. That's something the Lakers can do, man. As long as AD is healthy, you got AD and LeBron crashing the boards. And bingo, that's the key point, man. Memphis is gonna have Adams gobble up offensive rebounds like a Hoover bag, man. So without Aquaman down there, open season, right? So I think they'll be able to control the boards. The 3-point shooting, you know, they have some shooters now, and field goal percentage, I think they'll get that too. Memphis, great transition team, not great in the half court. Where LA with this current construction, good in the half court. You got one of the most efficient scorers ever, LeBron James. So I think field goal percentage and rebounds, they'll continue to beat Memphis on that. So yeah, I think they got a good shot for Game 2.
Okay, all right, Kev.
Especially in Ja being, Memphis, you're going to take so many injuries. You know what I'm saying? You're going to take so many.
I know, man. My team just keep finding these ways to get injured, man. Shout out to San Francisco.
Yeah.
All right.
This guy.
So we was this close, and then someone's like, "Get them out of here!" 4th-string quarterback. So bad we had to go back to the 3rd one because the 4th one got injured. Man, tough season for me. Anyways,
y'all gonna need something from Tyus Jones and Luke Kennard as well.
Yeah,
true,
and they can do it.
Yeah,
and they can do it.
Yeah, Luke. Yeah, especially.
Yeah, so I hear you. Cat Bad, how you feel? You feel the same way? You fall in suit with everyone else?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is breaking news, bro. This is from ESPN. They did suspend Draymond for Game 3.
Wow, ShamWow. We got ShamWow. Said you had to believe that you had a chance.
Look at this guy.
Reckless.
What
He could have hurt somebody.
But it's basketball. You always can hurt somebody.
Nah. He could have fractured a rib.
And they said
it's
based on it's based on Green's history of unsportsmanlike acts. Damn.
Playing with fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
It's like probation. It's like, man, you got a history, so that this act is deemed as suspendable. Why not?
Even if you look at the end of last game, though, yeah, even if you look at the end of last game, there was something going on where they were jumping and sitting on somebody. Like,
that's game.
He was playing with fire. Yeah, Game 1.
Yeah, he was sitting on someone Game 1. He said that someone grabbed him again and he sat on him, or whatever, Game 1. I saw it. It was kind of in that same area, like in the corner, bottom right of the screen, as the play transition. But no one said anything because no one it wasn't this egregious. But like he's been sitting on people every year. He sits on someone. So it's like that to me. There was never anything.
He was like he's standing, and then from standing, he said, "I'm gonna just take a squat right."
No, it's more so like it's more so like a tumbling. Yeah, some tumbling, and then like if you're on top, you kind of just like, oh, I'm gonna take a half second break. Like it's more intentional to like take your time to get up if you know someone's under you.
I think they were on defense. I think they were on defense. It was going the other way. So the same way Sabonis was trying to hold them, he was getting up with somebody during the fast break of the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I just felt like, you know, again, if the results was because they said they did an MRI on his ribs, on his sternum. Mm-hmm. So if it was found to be a fracture or an actual compromising of his bone structure, like that's a result. To me, that would be a result of a something that's reckless. That's why I say like based off of it being a reckless thing. Luckily, it didn't happen, but you know,
I'm gonna say the only thing I don't like about, again, when I was watching the Heat game versus the Bucks and Bobby Portis went up behind Kevin Love and just knocked him down like that.
Yeah,
they called that a common foul. They didn't even review it for a flagrant. So now we have a lot of what you were talking about with inconsistent. Now you talking about inconsistencies. Mm-hmm. Now we have huge inconsistencies.
So
that's not a common foul. He led with the elbow too in his back.
Yeah,
that was not a common foul. He didn't even go for anything.
And Bobby Portis, I don't think he has a history of bad plays, so they're taking history into account.
He hit his own teammate and dislocated his jaw.
He did. He did.
That's why he got traded from Chicago.
He did.
He doesn't have a history. Okay.
You know that why?
Yeah, like Mike Tyson. Adonis Creed.
But that's crazy. But you know, it is what it is. He got a history.
Exactly. It is what it is. That's how I feel too. I mean, you put yourself in that situation. Mm-hmm. No, it's just people got to step up.
And the commissioner was in the building when it happened too, so that didn't help either.
And he was egging on the crowd and all that extraness too. I don't mind in isolation because I'm like, hey, you know, you talking to me, I'm like, you know, bring it on. I don't really care. But he was in the wrong, and then it was like, okay, you're in the wrong. You might as well just be quiet for a second. just let's see where it transpires. So
yeah,
here's what it is, man. We still have a chance. I'm kind of excited to see what the adjustments will be.
Yeah,
it's gonna be Kuminga. Kuminga's gonna get some massive playing time. Unless he messes up, then he's gonna go to Moody.
Hey, if you remember the Boston series when Draymond got, the game went better. So you never know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You never know. I mean, we had 2 games with him and we lost, so.
What's the worst that can happen?
You know what I mean? Let's see, man. Let's see. Yeah. But he is dynamic on the defensive end, so we're gonna miss that, and
yeah,
we're gonna miss some things. But let's I'm not calling it out. But
you can't even replace his defense with DiVincenzo because he's small, man, and Malik Monk has size.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So back to the Lakers, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Thanks for the breaking news. You must have got a notification on your phone. Oh yeah, someone did. Yeah, he broke the code. He did break the code. He broke the code.
I said Commissioner Silver broke the code. He broke the code.
Why? How? He is the code. What you talking about? The gatekeeper right here.
He's the code maker.
Facts.
So,
man, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet because I have to recalibrate with this whole Draymond situation now and kind of readjust. But
yeah, I feel you.
Sweet champion.
Yes, they can do it again. I know this regular season. I'm gonna preface this by saying we know the regular season is different from the playoffs. I'm not trying to say it's indicative of what's gonna happen, but we have beaten them twice during this season, Memphis Grizzlies. I think the matchups are pretty good for Memphis and Warriors, Memphis and Lakers. I don't think there's any real aspect of Memphis to be like, oh man, they're gonna really hurt us here and there, and I'm so scared. Mm-hmm. I feel like at the end of the day, everybody matches up pretty well. So it's just a matter of AD continuing to do what he's been doing on the defensive end. I think Kurt, you mentioned that, and rebounding. giving us these second chance and closing out on the defensive whenever we do force a miss. I think is going to be critical. So limiting them on their possessions. And Hachimura, he's been showing shine. Reeves, we already know Reeves has been showing himself out. So that goes without saying. And D-Lo didn't even have such a great game. Yeah, he caught a fire in the end, but it was
a foregone conclusion at that point. It was already put to bed. Yep. So
he could come on and do much better than what he did. I didn't really see much from Beasley. I think he has the ability to drop more bombs than maybe it's opportunity, maybe it's chance, maybe it's minutes, but Malik Beasley can help us out as well. So, and Dennis Schroeder as well. He had foul trouble. So yeah. I just like the squad. I said it in pre-pod. Lakers have been the best team since the trade in the second half of the season, and I don't think this is a fluke. I don't think this is a one-off. I think it's indicative of what they've been showing that they're capable of. And can they have a bad game and go down and the series get tied 1-1? Yes, but they also can have just as a good game as they had this time. It was not a fluke. It can be repeated, and I think they have a good chance of doing it even in Grizztown and going home with the 2-0 advantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, man. Obviously, like I said, I knew this is gonna be a very hard matchup for the Grizzlies because of the fact that Anthony Davis was going to be there, and it's really kind of hard to have an answer for that, and that was going to dictate how well this series is going to go. Do I believe that Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves are going to be the contributing factors? I think they could. I won't bank on it, but I would bank.
Who do you believe in more out of the two?
Austin Reeves. Just because you've seen it more with him, with the Lakers. I mean, Hachimura has not been bad. Like, it's not that he's just been missing in action like D'Angelo Russell at times. It's just the fact that, you know, have you ever seen? I haven't really seen him this season with the Lakers hit 5 or 6 threes and score for 29 points. He's done some really good stuff, and so I'm not really banking on the scoring, but I mean, he's going to be there, he's going to be present, he's going to be active, and he's going to make a impact, whether it's marginal or, you know, as a role player or, you know, whatever. Do what he needs to be to do to not be a liability. But I mean, again, everything is predicated on Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis is playing the way that we know that Anthony Davis can play, there's really no answer for him, because we are lengthwise, we're limited. We don't have anyone. I do think that, you know, at the end of the day, that's what's going to drive whether, like, the series. No one else, not LeBron, not any other people, is Anthony Davis. That's the only person we don't really have an answer for. And, you know, they do have a good team. So if even half or a third of their role players show up, because they're deep, they're a deep team.
Yeah, they're deep. Yeah,
that's really hard to kind of to defend and defend Anthony Davis when he's playing the way that we expect him to play. So I'm gonna just keep it to like that. Real quick on the jaw injury, man. Y'all think if that's going to be that's going to impact the rest of the series? Real quick, is it yes or no?
Absolutely. What you mean?
He said absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not sure, man. I'm not that emphatically convinced, because I've seen Memphis play without him. I've seen what Tyus Jones is capable of doing. Yes, his explosiveness is it can be replicated, but he was in there for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? He had 18 points. He didn't, like, it wasn't like he didn't play much of the game. So can someone fill that role of at least contribution from an offensive standpoint? Not in the same way, not with the same pressure that Ja's going to put on you. But I do think they can fill his contribution with these role players doing what they got to do. So it will be an impact. I'm just not like on the absolutely train right now. It's just, that's one of your best players and he's out. But yeah, they're playing well without him.
Yeah, but you know, I don't think we've really seen it really work out for them in the playoffs when he's not there. Because I think this happened against the Warriors too, right?
This happened with the Warriors, and actually they did get a win with the Warriors against the Warriors with Ja Morant out. It was game, I think, 5, and I think games. Yeah, they only played 3 games without him. I think the first game I think the game 4 was when he actually got injured, and in game 5 they won. The game 6 was when it was closed out. So I mean, it's
but I think the playoffs not having him is a big blow, and then not having addition. That's the other big thing.
Yeah, so I would definitely say that the fact that it just shortens your depth chart is already stricken.
Yeah,
it would be an impact, but it is more of a cumulative effect, not because. And I mean, it's not that he's a game time decision, so it's not that he won't play. It's just that maybe he will be either limited or he may not play. He may not play on Wednesday, and then it'll be game 3, and then he comes back, or game 4 when he comes back. But yeah, it's going to be tough. I would hinge again if I was to say that there was a contributing factor, a heavier contributor factor than Anthony Davis playing well. With or without Ja, if AD's playing well, then it doesn't really matter because you can't stop him right now at this point.
And they don't have a lot of size to deal with it.
Exactly.
Without fouling too much with Jaren Jackson.
Exactly. So yeah, they had to figure that part out. And once they figure that part out, then I can say I think my confidence will move more towards the Grizzlies direction once they resolve the AD conundrum. So
with the depth with the Lakers, it's gonna make it tough because he didn't even see much from Vanderbilt the last game.
No.
Yeah, he was just a defensive pest, which is fine. Like he's just
what we need.
Which is fine.
All good.
So
it's all good. Hey, Dylan Brooks to the rescue, man. He's gonna drop more threes for y'all. You know what I mean?
I'm really looking at Tyus, man. Tyus has done it throughout the regular season, like he said, and Luke can catch fire with the 3-point. So.
Yeah. Luke missed some open shots that he would have normally hit, but it's okay. Like I said, it's game 1, so make adjustments and see how it goes. Mm-hmm. So, all right, man. Let's go ahead and close this up, man. We're about hour 10 in. Let's go ahead and close this shop up, man. We can start off with you, Reg, man, for the sign offs.
Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you're enjoying the playoffs. Some of you out there, I hope you enjoyed the suspension. Warriors, go ahead and get it done without them. Just to show it to a couple people, show them that championship DNA over there in the Chase Center, aka the toilet bowl. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah. Thanks for rocking those.
Never heard anything like that before, man. It seems so
construction, bro. We're not even talking about the arena. We're talking about construction. Oh man. Gotta go hard.
I don't know what's wrong with
y'all got permits for all this? Like, you gotta go hard.
Go ahead, Ken. What you got,
man? As usual, we know your time is valuable, so we appreciate when you spend it with us. Let us know if you like the video by liking the video, comment, subscribe. It helps us out. And we here, man. We gonna be covering the whole entire playoffs, so we got more takes to come. Let's see how everything develops. I'm still not worried about the Warriors, you know what I mean? I'm concerned, but I'm not overly worried. We'll see how it pans out. But I got my backup, Lakers. We here.
Wow.
Laker Nation.
Boy. So yeah. I'm not worried about the Warriors either, man. Shout out to Draymond. So go ahead, take a rest, and we'll see you game 4. And Sack Town's in the house. We lighting beams out here. So shout out to Darren Fox. He got Clutch Player of the Year.
You a Kings fan?
Huh?
You a Kings fan?
I mean, look. If Deuce can be a Warriors fan since 2016, why can't I be a Sack fan since 2023? It's
giving me Golden State Kevin Durant years when you was just a fan of every team that was playing against. Go Rockets, go Harden. I'm like, go Trailblazers. I'm like, what's going on?
I'm just saying, some people could just pop up when they're winning and be all of a sudden, I've been a fan all my life. Why can't I? So shout out to Sacramento, Mike Brown. Shout out to Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson Jr. Huh?
I said cheat code, man. Like they coach, cheat code for the Warriors.
Yep. Yeah.
It's unfair.
He got the kryptonite. He's like, where the color blue? That makes the ball dizzy and stuff. They don't know how to behave. Some weird stuff like that.
Even when he was coaching them, he was kryptonite.
He was a plant. He was an industry plant. So, but yeah, man. Let us know how you feel about what we talked about, man, with Draymond Green now getting suspended and Warrior situation being down 0-2, going back to Golden State. And let us know about what you feel about the Lakers and Grizz. I mean, do you think that this is a foregone conclusion as long as Anthony Davis is healthy? Maybe that's the secret sauce to make him unhealthy and get him off the court.
That's how they won the chip, healthy AD.
Yeah. So, but yeah, let us know how you feel. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend if you like what you heard. And like I said, we're here every Wednesday with a new drop. So until next Wednesday, guys, I hit y'all with the deuces, man. So pieces out.